Good evening, folks. This is Deb and Dave, and this is your short take. So tonight, we wanted to take some time to do something different, which is to give you all a little bit of a perspective on someone named Bernie Sanders and what he has been able to accomplish in his years working for democracy. So I'm going to turn this over to Dave.
Okay, I remember back during the 2016 election when we all went into the whole Bernie Sanders is a sheepdog. Uh, and there is an article here from 2020 by Robert Draper. Now, I disagree with the title pretty much, but did America misjudge Bernie Sanders or did he misjudge America? Throughout his insurgent campaign, he remained steadfast in his radical vision and forced a reckoning for the Democratic Party. First off, it's not as radical as you think. Second off, Bernie Sanders was not a sheepdog. He was a shepherd. He's a facilitator. He is someone that helped organize a youth movement in Democratic politics, the Democratic Party politics. And because of him, a lot because of him, we were able to get people who can push things to the left in the squad and other progressive candidates.
So let me say this before we go any further.
Yeah,
I voted for Bernie Sanders twice, all right, in my
yeah,
lifetime.
yeah.
I would have no problem voting for Bernie Sanders again, to be honest with you. But one of the things we also missed was when he did lose the primary, he had the foresight to get behind Hillary Clinton. We got all pissed off and got butthurt over the fact that we thought someone was cheating him out of a victory. That was
Right.
not the case, okay? That was not the case. I believe by design, Bernie Sanders entered that race to try to push the Democratic Party further to the left, and I think he succeeded. And that's the way change is made in America. And his policies seem radical when you're talking about a corporate viewpoint, a corporate world viewpoint, which is what we had in 2016, which
Right.
is still to some degree what we have. Now, one party's moving in the right direction. The other party, the opposing party that we're trying to keep out of office, is using millionaire corporate and billionaire dollars to install authoritarian rule in the United States. That's the difference between what's going on one side and what's going on the other.
One thing that people didn't get is you can criticize Hillary Clinton, you can criticize Joe Biden, you can criticize Nancy Pelosi, you can criticize all of these politicians to help push them farther to where you want them to be. And he has done that. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has also done that with Nancy Pelosi, but at the same time, call out Donald Trump and how insane he is. Bernie Sanders recently talked about Donald Trump, and I also know that there's a Barack Obama TikTok out there talking about Trump potentially causing a collapse of this democracy
He's
because
capable of that.
because of his ego and because he is trying to change. Trump is trying to change this government to basically a monarchy or an autocracy.
Right.
And Bernie Sanders had the foresight back in 2016 to realize what Trump was. We didn't get it until after the insurrection.
We didn't
Okay.
really believe it until after
We
the
didn't believe it. Right.
Okay. We didn't. We all made jokes that he was just a buffoon or a carnival barker. He was not. No such thing. He was a danger then. He's a bigger danger now. All right. And
Now, understand this, all right? Just because quote unquote progressive candidates or working family party candidates or those type of candidates to the left don't necessarily win every election. There's a Washington Post article from 2022. Basically, at that time, Democrats were winning, the progressive Democrats were winning about 10% of those races. But at the same time, they were pushing the candidates towards a more
progressive
left
viewpoint.
progressive viewpoint and policies. So we're still winning.
Right.
And imagine our government now, if you didn't have these guys in here on the other side pushing people to that. If you didn't have the AOCs and the Cory Bushes and the Ayanna Presleys and all of that, this would be completely out of control and nobody would be calling out anybody pretty much.
By the
You have the
way,
Jared Moskowitzes and I always forget her name.
Jasmine Crockett.
Jasmine Crockett, thank you. And all of the Katie Porters, who, by the way, was a student of Elizabeth Warren.
Right. Now, the other thing is, too, if you listen to people like Pramila Jayapal, she was unconvinced about Joe Biden. She came out and said it has been eye-opening to see his transformation. You know why? Because Joe Biden's smart enough to know the future of Democratic Party policy is with people like Max Frost, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. He knows that's the future, and he knows he needs to start listening to them now. He's at the end of his career, folks, okay?
Right.
And I'm sorry, but he made her a believer. She turned around and she was one of the first people to endorse him in this re-election campaign. She believes he has earned a second term, and so do I. I was a non-believer. I voted for him last cycle, but I didn't know how that was going to be. I only knew that he was the only savior from Donald Trump that we had. He did a job.
I want to say one more thing. You can call people out and you can call groups out and still give them flowers for what they did.
Right.
I can give Cenk Uygur and the Justice Democrats and brand new Congress and all those guys the flowers for being able to elevate people like Ayanna Pressley and AOC, but at the same time call them out for their bullshit. Pushing the government to allow Cenk Uygur to run for president. That's crap because he can't because he's not a naturally born citizen. So,
and not only that, he wouldn't make a good president. Let's just
no, he wouldn't.
All right, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
Let's be honest here. All right.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
But at the same time, he did help the process a little bit. So,
yep, I make no bones about that. He absolutely did, and they all did. They've all participated in this. Even Nancy Pelosi, because Nancy Pelosi easily could go back to take the gavel when the Democrats take power in 2024, and I believe that they will take the House back. Okay, that doesn't mean you don't vote. They'll only take the House back if you vote. She could easily go back to that, but she has stepped away from that because she said it's time for someone younger than her. And these people aren't stupid. Just like the people who are saying now that they will bail out Johnson, only at a price will they bail out Johnson.
Really quick, to the New Yorkers, look at Hakeem Jeffries and AOC and how they're working together. That's what we have to do to flush out the Republicans.
Yep.
But we're out of time. So
okay, gang, we'll be back with the big show.